Boom. All right, what's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a special edition of Monday Stock Watch, series I post when we have a 3-day weekend in the markets like we are right now. So happy President's Day, you guys. Happy Valentine's Day weekend as well. I hope you all had a very relaxing extended break with your loved ones. I know I did. And although it's just one day, the one day goes a long way in allowing you to reset and unplug that much more. I think we can all agree on the fact that this can be a very psychologically taxing game at times, especially coming out of such an amazing week like last week. So it felt good. It's always nice to have that extra day, but all that said, it is time to get back down to business. There is never a dull day in these markets, so I'm excited to talk some stocks with you guys. Let's get into it. As always, we'll quickly go over a few of the names we're going to be covering, and then we'll dive into each one individually. In front of us, TradingView, where we'll be talking price action, price targets, and of course some good old technical analysis on the following names, going in this order down the watch list, as you can see here on the right. Kicking it off with some of our favorite Bitcoin mining plays, Marathon Patent Group and Riot Blockchain. So closing out last week, Riot actually outperformed Mara pretty significantly. You can see Riot is currently sitting at about $50. Mara is significantly under even $40. And I think we all know at this point that these two love playing a game of catch-up. So I'm actually more bullish on Mara at this point in time than Riot. I will explain why that is once we dive into the charts, but very excited to kick it off with those two, staying in the realm of crypto after that. Moving on to XNET, one of my favorite blockchain technology-based plays in the game right now. XNET, very exciting there. Closing out with the crypto sector with CurrencyWorks. CurrencyWorks having a great day on Friday, along with a lot of the rest of the cryptocurrency sector. And again, because there's so much hype around altcoins, blockchain technology right now, I'm very excited about CurrencyWorks as well, especially considering they're over the counter and they have such a small market cap that it does not take that much capital inflow to appreciate the individual share price. So very exciting stock play in this sector, of course. Moving on to EVs, HYLN having an amazing Thursday. Not quite Friday, corrected a little bit on Friday, but that's okay. HYLN, very exciting play following some amazing news. You guys can go watch that analysis I posted a few days ago talking about what news that was with their new battery and stuff. But very excited to go there. The setup on HYLN short term is looking very, very promising. So excited to show you guys some price targets there. In the realm of electric vehicles, my Mars shot, not moonshot, but Mars shot play, ALYI alternate systems, very exciting times for them. They did actually hit my downside price targets on Friday, so shout out to the newsletter group there. All of you would know that I did accumulate a solid amount of ALYI on Friday during that pullback, and again, that's the beauty of this game, you guys. You capitalize on the down days. Even if you lose money on the down days, if you're fundamentally bullish on a stock or a company, it's a great time to dollar cost average and accumulate a larger position at a better cost. Okay, so we'll cover that. We will then close it out with silver. So silver, also mentioned in the newsletter on Friday. Silver, I just have this gut feeling that silver is about to see some very impressive price action. Again, it's hard to explain why that is, but my instincts are just telling me that silver is about to see its time to shine. Okay, pun very intended. Okay, so we'll close it out with silver. Just take a look at that. Again, silver is a 24-hour market, so very excited to cover that and let you guys know what I think could go down with some silver-related stock plays like iShares Silver Trust and First Majestic Silver, a mining company in that space as well. Okay, so that is the game plan today. We will actually kick it off with Bitcoin though, because we do, of course, have to talk about the king, because the movement and price action of Bitcoin will heavily dictate that of the rest of these current cryptocurrency plays, which of course we are talking about. So we will kick it off with that. But before we do, as always, I will ask you guys to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it today, or if you're invested or trading any of the plays we're going to be talking about. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, want to catch more content like this, and of course, check out my complete portfolio daily newsletter. First link down in the description if you want a complete breakdown, my entire portfolio, call options, put options, stock positions, cryptocurrency positions. There's a lot of stuff in there. I do update that every single trading day during market hours, and with every update, I send out a pretty comprehensive newsletter that goes into your email inbox every day, of course, giving you guys a breakdown of why I'm trading, what I'm trading, just giving you guys my analysis and anything that I feel like is important in real time during market hours to relay to you guys. Okay, so first link in the description, $15 a month if you're interested. If not though, no worries at all. Let's get into some of these names, some of these charts. All right, so Again, kicking it off with good old BTC, just because this will dictate so much of the price action in the sector. Please load faster, trading. Don't do this to me again. Okay, so you can see here, Bitcoin did break out of this wedge, this long-term wedge, more medium-term wedge beginning at the beginning of the year. And we are just in a steady uptrend. So if we zoom in a little bit, it's just Bitcoin is just looking good. Like, you can't look at this chart, especially when you zoom out. We are on the 4-hour. If you go to the daily, obviously you guys know that Bitcoin has just been in an absolute rally over the past few months. And it's just looking really promising. So as many of you guys know, I don't know how long this is going to take exactly. It could extend over the rest of February. It could extend another couple weeks, but I do think that it's very likely for Bitcoin to ultimately test the top line of resistance on its medium-term uptrend beginning in mid-December, when everything really started kicking off. The first high from when Bitcoin started going parabolic, really started going up with a little corrections. So again, touch point here, mid-December, touch point here, January 8th, and it only makes sense to me that we will once again test this top line of resistance if all goes accordingly. Bitcoin has so many strong fundamentals behind it that I have to imagine it will. Again, this chart is looking a little indecisive, but keep in mind, you guys, it is a 3-day weekend. Weekends are always slower for Bitcoin specifically. So it will be interesting to see how this plays out going into the trading week. Obviously, if Bitcoin does see a nice pop, maybe overnight, maybe after I record this video. I'm recording this video on at like 3:30 Hawaii Standard Time. So maybe things will change by the time you guys see it, but I remain very fundamentally bullish on Bitcoin. The charts look amazing, and I think Bitcoin is likely to hit. Say we hit this top line of resistance end of February, beginning of March, that's like 82K. So an 80K plus Bitcoin is my medium-term price target. And again, maybe it takes a couple weeks, but we'll see what happens. All right, moving into tomorrow. Again, just have to set the groundwork there for these Bitcoin mining plays. Obviously, because they are paid in Bitcoin directly, this will affect their price action. So Mara looking great, in the sense that Mara, unlike Riot, has actually not tested its top line of resistance for the third time yet. Okay, so Mara, again, these two have always been notorious for playing catch up. Mara does have a little more existing shares, so that's why the market cap for Mara will be higher than Riot, even if the price is a little lower. But it's I don't know why this is the case. It makes sense to me that this is the case. It's not, you can't like actually rationalize it in a rational way, but this market's pretty irrational right now, so I'm not going to argue it. That's just over the past year of watching these two in tandem, they just play catch up, which makes me just in itself more bullish on Mara than Riot at this point in time. And I think it's very likely that at the very least, Mara comes up to test the line of resistance once again on this long, even like medium to long-term uptrend beginning in November 17th. You can actually use this high right here. That makes technically more sense, I guess. So we'll just use this high right here on November 24th. You get the next touch point, yearly high on January 8th, and it would only make sense to me that Mara once again retests this high point around here. And say we hit it tomorrow, because maybe it pops tomorrow. If we hit it tomorrow, that would take us up to about $47. If we hit it by the end of the week, that would take us up to about $48, $49. All right. So of course, you guys, it's all very dependent on when these assets, stocks do choose to test these lines of resistance on the uptrend. So as always, I do recommend you guys just open up TradingView, draw these lines for yourself. It's very easy. I trust all of you guys are competent enough to do so, okay? So price target for Mara by the end of the week is like $48 just to play it safe. Riot blockchain. Again, Riot is in a technical breakout right now. So as you can see, I thought which we did actually see some resistance here. I thought we saw some resistance on Riot, and I thought this would have been a very good buying point for Riot. I would have definitely bought it if we saw it come down here. Quickly came down, but was eaten back up with some buy orders pretty quickly, and then broke out once again, which now we are in an absolute technical breakout. Okay, so Riot all-time high has reached an all-time high, officially higher than it was in 2017. 2017's Riot's high was around $45, same as Mara. And Riot currently hit an all-time high of $52.70 at the end of last week, which is very, very exciting. But again, it does make me a little more skeptical on the fact that at least I'm not. You guys know, if you've been watching, I would not be surprised in the slightest that both Riot and Mara can hit triple digits, easy $10 billion valuations over the course of 2021. Over the course of even this, it's probably going to be shorter, in all honesty, the course of this bull market, because bull markets like this, if things are going parabolic like Bitcoin, tend to not last more than a few months. So we'll see what happens here. Of course, we are in a paradigm shift right now in the market, so it might be significantly more elongated than previous ones, just because the macroeconomic environment is so drastically different. But again, Riot, I love this company. This is my technical #1 stock pick of 2020, both 2020 and 2021. Again, been trading this forever. I love this company from a fundamental perspective. They're doing so many good things in the space. Such a promising, and just watching them over the past few years grow and scale their operations. Like I love this company, and I do see big things for them. But from a trading perspective, being completely objective, I am more positioned in Mara right now than Riot personally, just because, again, these two tend to play a game of catch-up, and that's just, maybe it doesn't happen this time, but if I'm just using historical data to my advantage, that's what you have to do as a trader. You just weigh your odds pretty much, and maybe I'm going to be wrong, but my money right now going into this week is on Mara as opposed to Riot. Still love Riot long-term, but Mara is a more exciting play in my opinion personally. Moving on, HYLN. So XNET got really, really close on Friday to hitting my topside price. This is Thursday or Friday? Was that Friday? Thursday or Friday, February 11th, whatever. I think that was Thursday. Okay, so anyway, HYLN came very, very close to hitting my topside price target. You guys, once we broke out of here, this has been my price target, this top line of resistance beginning on December 1st. So very obvious to me, this is a very healthy chart. Like, look, especially right here, broke out of, this is almost like a two-wave pattern. So you see parabolic move up. It's almost a bull flag, but more of a sporadic bull flag in a sense. Parabolic move up, bubble pops, you see capitulation, sideways movement, broke out of this little descending triangle thing it was in. And then you see just this gradual move up. So this over here is where I'm very comfortable establishing a position, because it looked like it was just asking to break out, which it did end up doing. Of course, there was a catalyst of Bitcoin doing very well. Elon Musk tweeting, or Tesla, I'm sorry. Elon tweeting about it, but Tesla more so. Tesla adding it to their balance sheet, or making the commitment at least to add Bitcoin onto their balance sheet, which is obviously huge for the sector, which gives me reason to believe that the momentum is just getting started, because that just pretty much opened the floodgates to so many other massive, like the richest man in the world and one of the most popular companies, the most truly revolutionary companies in the entire world, which is Elon Musk and Tesla, just agreed to buy $1.5 billion in Bitcoin. Anyone who's not looking into buying Bitcoin, anyone who's a CEO out there, if there's any, I doubt any CEOs are watching this, but if you're a CEO and you're not considering buying Bitcoin, if you're talking against it, shout out Dara at Uber. I mean, he's straight up, like, in the most condescending way, Dara, so who's a CEO of Uber, in such a condescending way, just addressed a question asking if he would follow in Elon Musk's steps to add Bitcoin to the balance sheet. It's like, we have enough cash. Shut up, dude. Shut up. Get out. So it just, again, if you fall behind, you're going to get left behind. That's the game. That's a game of innovation and evolution and revolution, okay? So very bullish on Bitcoin, bullish on HYLN. From a technical perspective, I think it's very, very likely that maybe immediately we come up to actually test this line. Again, we got very close, but technically did not get there. So price target for HYLN, say we hit it tomorrow very soon, is $8.12. Maybe we extend, maybe we go sideways a little bit, come down, and then come up. Again, you guys, it's all dependent on when we strike this price target. But if we do break above this line, if we break, say we shoot up to like $8.50 tomorrow or sometime this week. If we close a 4-hour candle above $8.50, then HYLN, in my eyes, will be in a technical breakout, and that's very exciting. And I think it's very, very likely that HYLN can at least hit $10, just because it's a nice psychological even if we see a breakout of this trend. So closure above $8.50, I think HYLN could pop straight up to like $10. Okay, so close it out with the cryptocurrency plays. CWRK, Currency Works having an amazing week. Again, this is like my favorite setup of all time. Textbook bull flag right here. Parabolic move up, followed by a descending triangle. Again, flagpole. The descending triangle creates the flag itself. Currency Works. This is one of the most textbook bull flag breakouts I've ever seen. You see it break out, huge 4-hour candle, and then at this point, you know it is technically in a breakout. As from a trading perspective, again, you guys, I'm not telling you what to do. Always do your own research, whatever, all that good stuff. But from a trading perspective, once you see this 4-hour candle close followed by another one, that's usually a really good sign that we're going to see a continuation of the short-term breakout, which we did. Huge buy up. CWRK almost got to my price target, my initial price target a while back. Obviously not anymore, of $1.50. Immediately sold off to almost 86 cents. So that's crazy that it saw like almost a 40% correction. But again, immediately eaten back up. I really like seeing this because it came down pretty much to test this initial high prior to this big 4-hour candle up. Again, down here, I remember last week talking to the newsletter. This was a great buying opportunity in my opinion. Like this, when I see this, I'm like, heck yeah, I'm stoked, because ultimately on the medium term, I do think it's very likely that CWRK comes up to test this top line of resistance, kind of similar to HYLN. So let's extend this out a little bit. Actually, let's just do it by the end of the week. So if we do strike this price target by the end of the week, February 19th, CWRK would take us, my price target for CWRK is about $2.25. Okay, so again, always dependent on when it strikes this price target. But if we do close the end of the week, just happen to strike it by the end of the week, that'll take us to like a $2.25 conservatively CWRK. If we get it tomorrow, say we just pop right up tomorrow, because it's so steep, that would be very different. So it would be a $2.15 CWRK. But regardless, this is what I'm keeping an eye on. And if you guys happen to be trading CWRK, I recommend you guys keep a close eye on this price action as well. Moving on to our EV plays, HYLN, very exciting play right now. Again, you see this. I remember you guys, like, in real time, we're talking to the Discord group, like, this happened so fast on Thursday. So Thursday, it really popped off. Thursday, we saw crazy momentum. Maybe that was when my account was hit like 750K or something, up like 200 something K on the day. It's all blending together at this point, honestly. But I love how this looks. So I actually want to zoom in here and go to the hourly to show you guys what this is looking like. So this is a text, like, this is a beautiful chart. That's why I accumulated way more. Again, it's a shout out newsletter Discord group. I accumulated way more HYLN calls on Friday because it's like one of my favorite setups ever. So you see this parabolic move up based on very sound fundamentals. So HYLN just created a new battery, far more efficient. Obviously, that's a great fundamental catalyst, and it deservedly so popped up, especially considering HYLN over the past few months, considering it was at a high of like $55 back in the initial EV rally back in like August, July, whenever that was. Has seen a significant correction, while much of the rest of the EV sector has been doing very well. So HYLN, even before this news, I was just waiting for it to see some good news because, again, if you guys have been around for a while, I think I made my individual like solo HYLN analysis a long time ago. They make powertrains for pretty much semi trucks, for like road trucks, like trucks that like, again, truck driving is like one of the #1 professions in America. Who knows for how long? But that's kind of where HYLN is coming in and disrupting and electrify. They sell electric conversion kits. They sell electric powertrains that you can build a truck on top of. So I just like the business model. They're creating one product and making that product the best product they can, which from like just a fundamental economic perspective is a great business model. So again, in my opinion, I was poised for this breakout that we saw on Thursday because I just felt like it was only a matter of time before HYLN, which is a very good company in my opinion, did see some positive news, and that we got the news, we got the price action, and again, this is like classic two-wave bull flaggy looking. So again, you can go boom. This is actually like the bull flag right here. This is a pretty textbook bull flag. Again, you see that parabolic move up followed by this descending triangle. HYLN did technically break out of this bull flag right here, this hourly bull flag, and it only makes sense to me that HYLN sees another run up. So what is my price target on the run up? Let's go back to the 4 hour here. So my price target on this run up is actually to test HYLN's long-term line of support. So we actually, just to give you guys my price target right now, say we hit it by the end of next week, again, February 19th, that would take us to a $33 HYLN. And this is actually a line of resistance on the overall downtrend. So that's why I want to zoom out for you guys real quick. Let's take a look at the down. Let's go to the daily, zoom out a little bit, go back to the summer, okay? So HYLN did from its peak way back the 1st of September. So it's pretty close. So from its high of 57.60 to its low just on just at the end of 2020, which this is a long correction, you guys. This is a rough time if you were holding HYLN. Went from $57 to $15. That's a start correction of almost 74%. And again, this side like this is what I like to see over here. I love to see this right here, this sideways price action, because it's very unlikely that it'll go much lower. Obviously, if you bought it up here at like $20 and it went down to $15, that's a 25% correction right there. But in the grand scheme of the risk reward profile, again, the asymmetric profile of this trade, I was very comfortable, and that's why like I've been kind of accumulating a little bit of HYLN over the course of this past month or so, okay? So HYLN again did break it finally broke this high right here, which is crucial at like late January. So it does signal to me that HYLN will be in an uptrend. You can see here this line of resistance is definitely in play on this overall downtrend. I think if HYLN sees a pop, which again I always know, guys, my money is on what I'm saying, it's very likely that HYLN ultimately comes up to test this line of resistance on the overall downtrend. That would once again take us to about $33, 32 to play conservative. All right, always want to stay conservative. Next, ALYI, the Mars shot. So ALYI pretty beautifully like followed like exactly what I expected it to like pretty damn close. So ALYI, if you guys have been following the journey over the past couple weeks, I was very, like, we started talking about around 2 cents, like around here, I would say, started talking about ALYI. You see this move up, and since then, ALYI on February 9th, it did see a correction over the course, like the second half of last week. But on February 9th, it came up to 20 cents. So that's a 10x in a stock position from where we started talking about it, which is amazing to see, you guys. Again, ALYI has a very tiny market cap. Even after this run up, it's still at a market cap of only $14-15 million, which in the grand scheme of things, you guys, is so tiny. So this thing could still this one would have to 100x to be at a $1.5 billion market cap. And that's why I say that, like, in the analysis, the ALYI analysis video I made, it's titled 100x potential, because a company with a story as good as this. And keep in mind, you guys, ALYI is the definition of a speculative play. I want to make that very clear to you guys. They don't have crazy financials. Their vision, though, is insane. And realistically, we live in a story stock market. I know it doesn't matter if you agree or disagree with that fact, but that is a fact. People love stories. People like revolutionary companies, especially with all these younger, very forward-thinking investors in the market, in the game right now. They want these exciting plays, and that's where ALYI comes in, and that's why I see potential 100x potential with this play. So very exciting stuff here. Again, you guys, from a technical perspective, we did see that, like, it came down all the way to actually, like, down here, I think, like, just under 10 cents. We'll call it 10 cents, which is exactly a 50% correction in a short-term bull market. 50% corrections are usually when I'm comfortable buying back in if I'm fundamentally bullish on the product, on the stock. So 50% correction, test this initial high before we really started going parabolic right here. And yeah, I was very comfortable buying in. So once again, shout out Discord group. Over the course of that day, I was accumulating more and more of an ALYI position. And again, I'm very excited to see where this goes. This is one of my largest positions in my entire portfolio. And yeah, so again, this is still speculative. I want to make that very important to you guys. I also want to make it very important to say that, I should say this probably every time, I'm not affiliated directly with this company in any way. I just see crazy potential from a pure stock investor perspective. Okay, so very excited about this. Upside price targets for ALYI, like, you guys know that if it takes a year, 2 years, 10 years, 5 years, whatever, I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing reach $10 at some point. So again, it's at 10 cents right now. 100x from 10 cents is $10. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised, again, a $10 ALYI does translate to about a $1.2 billion market cap or something, which in this market is still nothing. So, well, again, it's very optimistic, but I also wouldn't be surprised to see it, and I'm actually expecting it at some point. So very exciting things there. Hard to give you guys upside price targets, but again, it's just a very exciting medium to long-term play in my personal opinion. Closing out with silver. So silver, let's go. That's why it looks so weird. That's why I knew. That's why AOI looked weird. Shoot, sorry. Was on the daily still. But anyway, silver. So silver did just break out of this wedge. Silver has been printing a massive, very skewed wedge beginning at pretty much the end of January. So over the course of February, over the past few weeks, silver has been printing a massive wedge, like a very steep wedge. It did successfully break out of this wedge. You guys keep in mind, I did mention this last week, I believe, maybe just a newsletter, but when you're in an overall bull market, which silver kind of is, silver's been going sideways for a long time, but it still is in the long term over the course of 2020 in an extreme bull market. And when you're in a bull market and you see a symmetrical wedge pattern like this, it's more often than not, if you are already once again in that long-term bull market, it will resolve itself to the upside. Okay, so again, the trend is your friend in this case. It did resolve this breakout to the upside, and more importantly, once again has broken above this red line right here, which is a very important line in the sense that this is the long-term line of resistance on the medium-term downtrend. So long-term, silver is in an uptrend, and we can see it moving right now. I love when this happens. So silver is in a medium-term downtrend, which is this red line. We'll zoom out to close it out after this, but it is in a long-term uptrend. And with all that's going on, silver, again, has the attention of a lot of people because it had that little Wall Street bets incident a couple weeks ago. Made a lot of money there, immediately pulled back, immediately crashed. But silver, even silver, the silver to gold ratio is still skewed. Silver's all-time high is at $50. Gold is still dancing kind of around its all-time high. Not quite like where it was in summer, but again, silver is way below its all-time high back in 2011 of $50. So silver could still 2x at this point and pretty much just be around its all-time high, which in this world where trillions of dollars are being printed, again, you guys keep in mind Bitcoin Ether, a lot of these crypto plays are the obvious inflation hedge investment right now, especially because there's so much fundamental momentum behind cryptocurrencies and blockchain. But silver, I think there's always room for the legacy play. The silver gold ratio is still skewed. And I think silver over the course of 2021 will easily hit a high of $50 and to at least match its previous all-time high. Maybe it goes to 100, maybe it hits triple digits. And even if that happens by the end of 2021, I wouldn't be surprised with that either. Okay, so very exciting here. Again, silver about to break this high, which is signaling a short-term uptrend. Very, very exciting stuff. And my short-term price, my medium-term price target for silver, I'll say, say we see a huge pop in silver. Pretty unlikely, but if we do by the end of this week, $32 price target. If we hit it by the end of February, I think that's a little more likely because silver is a way less volatile asset. Because this is actually a pretty, so I'll zoom out after this and show you guys what this trend line really is. But because this is a very not super steep trend line, if we hit it by the end of the month, it would be like 32.50. Okay, so conservative price target, medium term for silver is 32.50. Of course, there are plays like SLV and AG. Those are my two favorite plays in the silver sector. So, of course, keep an eye on those guys if you're interested in that. But silver, whatever silver plays, there's a lot of great silver mining stocks out there. Silver is a silver trust, so that's pretty much investing in physical silver, but with a stock. But again, there's a lot of great mining companies out there, and if silver pops off, those are going to see a lot more upside because they tend to be more volatile than than the silver trust itself. All right, so let's zoom out right here. I'll show you guys what this price target is, and we'll close this bad boy out. The good old Monday stock watch. So silver, as you can see here, again, is still in an overall uptrend. A very long-term bull flag. I loved this pattern. Once silver broke out, I was like, heck yeah. And again, right here, you're seeing higher highs, higher lows. Silver, just from a fundamental perspective, or just from a technical perspective and fundamental perspective, I love the silver play right now. This on the charts looks amazing fundamentally. I agree with it. I do think that maybe say crypto starts to slow down. If crypto starts to slow down, the revolutionary inflation hedge asset that is cryptocurrency starts slowing down, I think people are still going to want inflation hedges. So maybe money will start to flow out of crypto as that bull market slows down. Maybe this takes a month, maybe it takes 2 months, I don't know. But that's just kind of my theory, is that as money starts to flow out of the new inflation hedge that is cryptocurrency, it will probably flow into the legacy system that has been seeing some trouble over the past few months, not seeing much love, like gold and silver. Again, legacy plays, but there's always room for legacy. Vintage is always in. So very bullish on silver. This price target, again, has been this trend line has been in play for a very, very long time, beginning since that March crash, the liquidity crisis back here, silver's first high. This trend line is very obviously in play, and I think that's a conservative area to go for silver. Ultimate topside trend line. Using this, again, this initial high from March, the silver's yearly high at about $30 back in August. If we hit that, say April Fool's, end of March, that would take us to a $56 silver. This line right here, silver's all-time high way back like a decade ago. And again, I just think it's silver's time to shine. So very excited there. We'll talk more about silver in the future, obviously, if it performs well, but we shall see. As always, you guys, let me know down in the comments below what your favorite stock of those that we talked about going into this week is. If we didn't talk about any stocks that you're really excited about, of course, share that with the Waves community down below. Really appreciate that. Love talking shop with you guys. More importantly, love learning from you guys. So I'll see you downstairs in the comments. And until next time, always remember, you guys, take action, make waves. Peace.